us that they want to be successful. You tell them what they need to do to be successful. Or they tell you that they don't want to walk on the path that they were taking. They're tired of the life that they were taking. You tell them the ropes and the things that they need to do. They'll be complaining about a job, and then you tell them, hey, there's a position here or there. And then later on in that week, they're complaining about the same thing on their job. They're complaining about, hey, I don't know how I'm going to make ends meet. They're complaining about, well, I don't know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Stop giving them directions to places where they're not going to go. They're not willing to go. Yes, God does want us to be prosperous. He wants us to be successful, but he also wants you to move too. It's not a one-way street. You have to move as well. When people ask for directions, places, they only ask because they want to go somewhere. They only ask because they're lost. They only ask because they're trying to get from one place to the next place. Not saying that I'm not going to talk to people, but I'm not a foolish minister as well. So don't be in my inbox saying, well, hey, you're a minister, shouldn't you be doing this or doing... I'm not a foolish minister too. And I know when people are pulling your strings, I know when people just want to be on the phone with you for hours and hours just to be talking, and they're not taking in anything that you're saying to them. So what I'm saying is, stop wasting not just my time, but the next person's time, because that time that they're using on you, they could be using to be interceding for the next person. Not saying that I'm not going to continue to intercede for you, because I'm going to intercede for you as long as there's breath in you. But what I'm saying is, if you're not willing to move, then stop acting like if you're moving. Stop acting like if you want somebody to help you get somewhere when you have no desire to get there. You just want to talk. Now, the question of the week is, how do I feel about if children are over the age of 21? Well, not really over the age of 21, but if they have a job and they stay at home, should they help their parents with bills? Yes. I feel that you should have to help your mother, your father pay for those bills, because wherever you lay your head, you're going to have to pay regardless. And I think it teaches responsibilities. And I say that because I remember my first job. I was 16 working at Applebee's. And when my mom told me, she said, pick the water bill or pick the gas bill. At first, I didn't understand it because I was like, wow, she's trying to take my coins, not knowing that she was teaching me responsibilities, teaching me for when I moved out of her house, I would know how to pay a bill. How can you pay a bill, or how can you learn responsibilities if you're not willing to take on any type of responsibilities? And honestly, truth be told, after your parents after you didn't graduate, you 18, they did everything they're supposed to do for you by law. So if you're staying at home, help your mother, help your father. They shouldn't have to ask you to do something. It should be a given. They shouldn't have to ask you to wash dishes or take out the trash and all this other stuff. Because you know what? If they have to ask you to do your own stuff at their house, I can only imagine how your house is going to be when you move out. You're going to be a filthy person and a lazy person that's constantly always going to be asking them for this and that. Remember, I love you, God loves you, and all that you do, give God the honor, glory, and praise. To God be the glory.